Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Boiling Point Faith and Fire podcast. This show, ideally exists so that we can bring truth where the world keeps spinning lies. So we're here to try to light you up with conviction. We are not going to coddle you. We're not here to hold your hand. This is where you process what's happening in our culture through not just a political spin, but I feel like we put a lot of biblical foundation here, just to try to help call you back to that courage and obedience and fire tested faith and just really a show for common sense. America is at their boiling point. So many people are at their boiling point. So we're here for that. And calm down, Karen, because you can't sue us. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of two humans who love Jesus, read the Bible, and aren't afraid to say the quiet parts out loud. So if our words make you clutch your pearls, close your app. We're not your lawyers. We're not your pastors. We're not your emotional support animal. We're just here to speak truth, ask questions, and kind of rattle cages. All protected under the First Amendment. And I will say we are covered by the blood of Jesus. Listen responsibly, okay? Pray frequently, and really, we just want you to think critically. So you guys, I have to say this in this show because I there's something my family uses all the time and I don't talk about it enough. My husband used to wake up every day in this crazy pain, dreaded getting out of bed, tried everything. Big Pharma was his best friend till it wasn't. Alcohol was his best friend till it wasn't. I mean, just constantly masking the pain. His quality of life was terrible. There were times where I thought like I would wake up and he would unalive himself. He was in so much pain. My friend told me about these anti-pharma, zero ingredient pain patches, like a sticker that you put on your body, vibrotactile device. It is a medical device, and it's an FDA registered medical device. Anybody can take it. Zero ingredients. He took them every day for about 30 days. And now he wears them every couple days. Pain is gone. So please check the show notes for my vibrotactile patches because I just want you to have your quality of life back. And you guys, I need to say that we're officially opening the doors for sponsors on the boiling point. Okay. So if you have a brand that stands for the truth and the grit, God and freedom, like this is your moment. Our audience doesn't just scroll, they are showing up. Okay. Faith filled, fired up, fed up with all the fake stuff on the internet. Not a fluffy influence collaboration. Okay. This is partnership with purpose, really. So you're going to get real reach, real loyalty, real impact, whether you have a small business, Christian apparel, clean supplements, maybe any bold Patriot owned brand. Like if your message can line up with ours, we want to amplify it. Okay. So we don't do safe, we do seen. Message us your info. Either one of us, you can reach out. And final housekeeping before we actually get to the show today. If you have been sitting on a message waiting for the perfect time to start your podcast, I need you to stop waiting because this is where Rory comes in. He is not just a co-host. Okay. He is a podcast coaching machine, podcast host. He's got a number of podcasts, you guys, but he knows how to pull out your story, your mission, your voice, like right out of your hand and into the mic. So he's going to walk you through all of the things, the timing, the tone. You can stop second guessing and start getting heard. So when you work with my friend Rory, you don't just launch a show, you build a platform that's going to change lives. So hello, Rory. How are you today? I didn't even ask you that when we got on. I'm sorry. How rude.
I've just been sitting here in awe of the intro. I mean, as usual. So I absolutely love it. And thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that very much. But I'm
Yeah.
doing spectacular. So thank you for asking.
Good. Like, what is life now? All the weddings are over. Are you guys bored? Are you like, what now? I mean, I imagine it was all consuming for months.
It has been for months. And yeah, this past weekend, we sort of just looked at each other and went, what are we going to do today? And we said, nothing, just nothing. We're going to do zero. And so that was kind of the goal, to just do
Man,
zero for a day. And we didn't succeed. We both ended up like working and doing our things that we love to do. I did some podcasting, she did some editing. It worked out. But yeah, it's now it's just onto the holidays, nice and easy, smooth sailing, no weddings. Should be
very
great.
nice.
How about you?
Yeah, that's exciting. Um, I've been busy. I've been just busy. I think that's like the best word, but in a good way. Busy in a good way. Babies, kids run the show right now. So I don't know if I've said this before, you guys. Driving is probably my least favorite thing to do in the world. And I feel like I I live in my car. So that's not the greatest for me, but I guess like we look at the blessings, right? Like thank God we have this incredible dependable vehicle. We're safe on the roads. Like it's a whole thing. But yeah, if I'm not in my car, I feel like I'm on my computer and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Nice. You got a third podcast launch, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I have a relationship podcast going. We have one episode up, so that's exciting. We got it up, got it done. But it's a newbie. It is a newbie. We'll see how I mean, there's already been some repercussions, I will say that. Like
Oh my
pray for
goodness.
my co-host. Yeah, pray for my co-host cuz he's got some baby mama drama and there's just people out there that are going to make everything you do about you. And I feel like it happens. When you put yourself out there, it's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
proud of him
sure.
though because I'm like, hey, he sent me the slew of messages. I'm like, dude, if we have to pull the plug, call it. Like I'm not here to make your life harder, your relation, we so yeah, but he was like, no, I'm good to go. So I'm like, rebel spirit, I can align with this.
This is really funny because we're kind of trendsetters a little bit in our own communities.
Yeah.
You and I started doing this podcast as co-hosts,
Yeah.
and it was almost like people didn't understand that our two worlds, were connected in any way, shape, or form. And
Right.
so now you've got another podcast with another co-host. I've had somewhere between 20 and 30 people contact me about, hey, I didn't know you were willing to co-host. I thought you had too much stuff on your own. Hey, would
I
you
put
like
him
to
out
do blah,
there.
blah, blah? And I'm like, wow, I don't know.
That is
you
so
know,
great.
so I'm
See,
kind of
you
like,
guys
Brandon's a lot of
listen.
fun. I really don't know.
Yeah. I'm some big shoes to fill. If you're gonna co-host, like you
I
have
mean,
to bring it. And I feel the same for Rory because I have people asking me too, and I'm like, nope, I'm at my limit. Like 3 shows, 100% at this point in time in my life. I'm not saying never, like it's never off the table, but right now, 3 shows is a lot. It's a
yeah,
lot to curate content. I mean, not impossible, but it does take time. It takes time if you're going to be intentional about what you're doing, and then you know, listen, bitch, marketing the books, like it's a full time. One podcast could be a full time job, truly.
could be. Yeah. And I
So,
mean, you've got 6 kids too, though.
and yes,
3
and
podcasts
4
and 6
kids.
kids,
Yeah,
and how many pets and some sort of
too
cat-like
many.
lizard creature or something that you
Yes,
post on Facebook all the time. I mean,
my raw chickens, my
raw
Sphinx. You
chicken and
guys, that
cat.
is my obsession. That is, I'm someday I'm gonna have to introduce them on camera, but they're so naughty. Like they would knock my mic off. They'd be touching my key. Like they have no chill. So
Hmm.
they're like cat dog monkeys, if that makes sense. They're very
That's just
incredible to
frightening.
watch. Yeah,
That's
no,
just
they're
frightening,
so great.
Brandon.
So
That's
great.
please don't ever say that again like that because
I know, right?
that shocked me to my core.
He's
I'm shaking a little bit.
traumatized now.
Yeah, but see,
Traumatized.
we don't have the kids to worry about because they're all grown and running their own lives and
Right.
everything else. And I'm just waiting for them to start taking care of us. And apparently, that's not on their docket. But when that
It
is,
will
then I can
be.
do even more.
It will
So I
be.
have 6 podcasts counting this one, and I have 2 more in production. So I'm going to
That's
trying to get to 10.
incredible.
Yep.
That's incredible. That's why he is your podcast coach, you guys. Maybe he won't co-host with you at this point in time, but I guarantee he can help you get your show off the ground. So I quickly scrolled through show notes today because I'm like, I haven't paid attention what's going on in the world. If I'm being honest, I haven't looked at anything. I don't even think I've posted anything political for a hot minute, but I'm going to today. So you guys watch my post on Facebook because I've started writing it this morning and the words are still coming out. So it's going to be a zinger. But I did see a headline today through all the BS that's going on with the shutdown and with like food stamps. They dropped a bombshell of a lot of thousands. This is what they said: thousands and thousands of illegal uses of EBT cards by undocumented immigrants who are literally like, you guys, I know nobody understands this, and this is what the left, I feel like, kind of pushes, is that they're barred. If you Google this, if you go to Google and you're like, can undocumented immigrants, they're illegal immigrants, can they qualify for SNAP? No. Since 1996,
Hmm.
they have not been able to do this. Okay? So this is what the Democrats do, and I think people are just so brainwashed. Like, you're not even questioning it, because you could go to Google and say, oh, it doesn't happen. That's not allowed. Yeah, well, guns are illegal in Chicago. Let's Google the deaths. Like, this what's not allowed stuff is very different than like what's happening. And I think, like, it's to the point of frustration of like, you guys aren't seeing the truth in this. So, not just through it's not just through the illegal immigrants either. Like, the BS that's going on with this food program, absolutely all of this brought it to light. And there's billions. It's costing billions in waste for all of this stuff. So right now, they've already booted like 700,000 ineligible people off. Just this week, it's 118 people arrested for scams. Dead people, 5,000 cases right now. And this is just right now. 5,000 cases of dead people still cashing in. And you've got blue states, 21 refused to share data. 2 sued to block the probe. So this is a whole classic cover-up. They want to protect their voter import scheme. Because, Brandon, if it's illegal, why are they doing this? And since illegals, they stick around for the census, and it counts. It counts. That's a boost for Democratic seats. And we're going to talk about, like, Trump is starving kids. But, like, let's ignore the $5 billion contingency fund judges forced release for citizens. But, like, you guys have to read the fine print, okay? This is totally exposing how Biden's border flood, and that's 10 million people, turned SNAP and into a slush fund. That's it. It's a slush fund. Subsidizing invasion.
Absolutely.
He's not cutting
100%.
legit aid, you guys. Like, he's trying to nuke the grift so your tax dollars feed American people first, right? Yeah. In the shutdown, deport the cheats, and you guys are going to see, like, fraud is going to plummet. It is going to plummet. What day is this on our shutdown? It's like 30 some days, right?
33? I want to say it's 33.
Democrats hate you. They hate you. And I mean, they're dragging their feet so they can line their pockets and their cronies' pockets with cash. That's what my post is about today. So we've still got, good people missing paychecks, borders like wide open. We can't close them if we can't pay people to protect them, you guys.
No, and those guys still aren't getting paid.
They're not getting.
They're still not getting paid. No, it's not just the EBT stuff, but that is a big deal. And the sad thing is, there's a lot of people who are on EBT that need to be on EBT, at least for now. It'd be great if people could, if there was a program to help them get off of it. But there's a lot of folks out there who are actually going to be victims of this whole thing. But the idea that it's the Republicans doing it is just sort of laughable. And at some point, the press has to stop doing what they're doing, because everybody sees it and everybody gets it. And, when people say to you or to me, hey, why don't you have, tell Mike Johnson to come open the House of Representatives back up so they can vote on it. No, look, why ask yourself the same question, apply your same liberal logic. Mm-hmm. Why in the world would any blue state or a red state at all go to court to block the information about who's getting the benefits?
Correct.
And to make sure that it was going to the right place? Why in the world would any state want to block that? There's no reason at all, unless there's fraud and you're benefiting from the fraud and you want to make sure nobody sees it. Yeah. So, eventually all of these lawsuits are going to play out. All of this is going to come to a head. Every time we turn around, something else goes to court. Some other liberal judge stands up and, tries to make a point. All of it eventually goes to the Supreme Court and gets turned the way it's supposed to go. So it's kind of like, what's the point of all of this? And all of this is going to blow up really hard. But I'm going to come back to that later, probably in my closing. But one thing I wanted to point out about the 1996 was that was a bipartisan bill with, a Democrat back then, what we considered to be Democrats, okay, which is not what today's Democrat is.
Correct.
And Republicans. and it was signed by the Democratic president of the United States, Bill Clinton. And it was everybody working together going, we can't have illegals taking up all our benefits because those are for Americans. So back in 1996,
Yep.
nobody on either side of the aisle had a problem saying, if it's our money and it's our tax dollars, we have to take care of what? Americans
here.
first. Right? And that's all people are saying, America first, America first. And now people who call themselves Democrats but are really communists are out there going,
Yeah.
oh, well, America first is, this and this and this. No, it's exactly what everybody was back in 1996. You guys have just perverted it and destroyed it and, are using it for your own influence. So
Correct.
1996 is a great point. It's a great point.
It's that fact. You guys have to stop believing the media hype. And this is the thing about research, because I don't know anything. I know nothing. I had to research about federal taxes because I've been curious about this for a while. Okay, so I researched that today. And it took me a long time to get to the truth, even when it comes to like federal taxes and why we pay it. Okay, like what is the deal? Can we just stop paying them? What happened? We really, honestly, we started paying them in 1913, and it's the 16th Amendment that did this. So that's what actually gave Congress the permanent green light to tax people's income directly without having to split the money up by state population. And they did that with earlier taxes, and I mean, the country was growing fast. I get it. Like a lot of things were happening. And you guys know about the old ways of raising cash, like tariffs. Imagine that. They just weren't cutting it anymore. So this was the government needed a steady, reliable pile of money, to pay for the military, to pay for roads, to pay for post offices, like to keep the whole operation running. And wouldn't we all agree, like we want to pay for that stuff? Because I was like, man, without federal money, like if these people didn't get paid, I want Border Patrol. I want military. I want these guys to get money. I'm happy to give my taxes to that. State taxes, obviously, we want roads built, like obviously. But that's not what has been happening. And I think the truth and the proof of all of that coming out is exactly why the Democrats are panicking. Like this is their last ditch effort tantrum, because I don't care how popular Democrats might look right now, or the liberals that get all the airtime. There's not a lot of them. There's really not a lot of them. The rest of us are Americans, patriots. Like we're tired of it. They got called out on the BS, and like this is their last tantrum to keep their slush fund money, to keep their pockets lined. It is really just money for them. They don't care about you. Black Lives Matter. Okay, how much of that money went to feed their people when SNAP was being threatened? Have they given money to their people? Not that I found.
No.
I didn't search too hard because I don't think anyone's gonna, like, she's literally in trouble right now for like
they're under investigation.
Yes, they're in big trouble. So
they're
they
under
don't
investigation
care about you. Yeah. And the fact that you think so, it's I want to shake you. Like you're pissing me off. If you're even questioning right now that Democrats care about people. Why? Because they're going to use him, her, they, she, it. Like you think that's where the care should align? They're not going to feed you. They're not going to line your pockets. They need your money to get rich. That's it. And I do think the income tax system, I know it's not a quick fix, but there needs to be some work done on it. And I think that what's really important is that you guys start getting versed on this. Like look it up, because when we go to vote, we need to vote for, there's a lot of people that want to be done with this. I've heard people talk about this. So let's vote for the people that are really going to take this serious, because it's going to take years. It's not like it's going to happen. Trump can't do it in one term. He just can't. This is going to take years of red tape, which, I mean, we could talk about the red tape too, because I think there's a lot of fluff in there that's unnecessary. But
well, the media is unfortunately needed in order to get that done, and the media is not there yet. They're not there yet. I think they're starting to actually come around. It's getting sort of worse and worse and worse, and the media companies now are starting to go, look, we're, taking this far left stance, and we're preaching it really hard. They used to do it because that was the only way to get access to the White House, and the White House was saying, you better do this.
Right.
And they were like, we better follow along with the White House and with what's going on, right, and with Congress. So now that the tables have turned, the heads of all of these news media, companies are going, wait a minute, our advertising dollars are in the toilet, our viewership
Right.
is almost gone, and we've kind of become a laughing stock. So, we still have a few 100,000 people watching our show, but that's out of the how many millions and millions and millions that voted?
Exactly.
They're not tuning in to CNN. They're not tuning in to MSNBC anymore.
Yeah.
And so they can't keep paying these huge salaries, and I think that that's part of what's happening. And they don't have anybody over them who's forcing them with the jackboot going, hey, you better put the company line out there. Otherwise, X. They're not being threatened anymore. And so they're kind of going, look, do we want to save this brand? And if so, how? And I
Yeah.
think that my guess is there's going to be a new brand of Democrat that comes along, because you're not going to have somebody who votes for, trans, pro-trans and pro-slush fund and,
Yeah.
all this
Right.
other stuff that's on the very far left, open borders. That person's never going to vote Republican in any way, shape, or form, no matter what. I don't care who's running.
Right.
You could have Bernie Sanders switch over and run as a Republican. They're still not going to vote Republican because they're
Right.
just broken in the head. But the fact of the matter is that you're going to, well, not the fact, but my guess on this whole thing that I see coming, and if not in the midterms in 4 years, for the presidential election
Yep.
time, you're going to see a lot more moderate, middle of the road, old school liberals who are like, look, this is wrong that my party, is endorsing,
Right.
but I don't want to be in this party over here. And that was what RFK tried to do.
Right.
And if he would have had any backing at all from anybody,
Right.
he was anti-trans and anti-big pharma and, anti-open border. But he was also anti-Trump and anti all this stuff that people don't like about Trump.
Correct.
If they would have just backed him, very good
Right.
chance he wins the election. I think you're going to see that middle of the road Democrat make a reappearance here.
I didn't know they existed. Like, you're talking about a unicorn in my world right now. Like, show me that middle of the road guy, because I like bring
They're
it to
they're
me.
they're kind of believing, they're the ones who don't listen to shows like ours, and they don't listen to shows like ours on the other side either. They're the folks who just like want to be left alone, and they just want to stay in their
Yeah.
homes and just be cozy, and all they ever hear is Trump's bad,
Yeah.
so I'll go vote over there. That's all they know. And if you have a conversation with these people, they shrink. Oh, I don't want to talk about politics. No. I don't want to talk about politics.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of those people out there, and you don't know
And that's
they
why
are
this
because you
show
don't
is
hear from them.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
The show's important, and you guys need to share this with your people that won't have a conversation, because the whole point is we need to be able to have a conversation. They need to know how important. You guys all need to know, if you get anything from this show, like, I will pound this into your head. Silence is complicity. You have to talk about these things. You have to get political. We're here to demand that our reps and our senators do the right thing for us. That our money's going in. And these blue states that are hiding stuff, I mean, if you have nothing to hide, you hide nothing. Like, you just don't do the cover-ups. And this is where part of, like, I'm thinking the SNAP thing, right? I'm thinking people aren't going to get their benefits. Americans are going to really start to get pissed off, because we all know or love someone that needs the system right now. Okay.
Absolutely.
We are all connected to someone. We know and love someone that is struggling. You take people's food away, they're going to get pissed off. And so I'm thinking this is going to be so great. It's going to hurt a lot of people at first, but it's going to be great, because people are going to get mad and people are going to start stepping up and demanding the government answer to us. America first. Like, America first, America first. I'll say it till whatever. America first. There's not a single cent that should leave this country if we can't feed our people. And if people are mad, if you mess with people's food, they're going to get angry. And why can't we just demand the government is completely open? We should have access to everything, because they work for us. You guys understand that? Like, we pay them. They work for us. They are here to serve the people. And somewhere that got really, really, really distorted. They should know
Yeah.
nothing about us, and we know everything about them. And it is the opposite. Digital ID, terrifying. They know every move you make, and
Yeah.
we have no idea what they're doing. I still haven't gotten to the bottom of why we gave $1 billion to another country out of nowhere. We're in debt. How do we have $1 billion to give another country?
I have no idea. You know, that, the money to Venezuela, all this other stuff going on. That's the stuff where people like you and I are going, Trump, what,
Yeah.
just what? I mean, I don't even know how to phrase it anymore. What are you doing?
And does he
I mean,
need
we don't
code
have the
words?
money,
Yeah,
you
correct.
know, to do this, and this. Well, then stop giving it away. I mean, this is not rocket science. If you don't have enough money to buy your school lunch, why are you giving it away to your friends to go buy their lunch?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense at all. You know, it's not godly. Okay, it's not some sacrificing thing. It's stupid, and we're still doing it.
Yeah.
We're still doing it. And we're doing it with absolutely no reasoning.
Right.
You know, so there are times when having a president who's not worried about being reelected is really
Mhm.
cool and really fun.
Right.
And there's times when having a president who's not worried about being reelected leads to stuff like this, and you kind of scratch your head and go,
Right.
"Really? You're not worried
Right.
about your party staying in power? Because you're kind of poisoning the well now."
Right.
What is JD Vance supposed to stand up and say?
Right.
You know, oh well, we're not going to do that, even though we did.
We did.
I. You're taking away your
Right.
JD and Marco Rubio and all these other guys who have really good futures, DeSantis and everybody else. You're taking away
You're
all of
making
their
them look
ability,
bad.
right?
Yep.
Because you're poisoning the water right now, doing dumb
Mhm.
stuff. So yeah, we probably need to do an episode just on slapping Trump. Like
Yeah.
spend the entire episode just slapping Trump
Right.
from our perspective. I think that would be enlightening in a lot of ways. But yeah, that's another day
Right.
because I want to punch somebody at this point.
Right. And it's so slapping Trump. I look at I know I brought it up before. Stuff's going on in Nigeria. Okay.
Mhm.
I finally saw it in the headlines where Trump said he threatened to cut off their supply. So then I'm like, hold on a second. Another place that we're giving money to. And Nigeria is a giant mess. I'll start with that. 200 million people, oil rich, dirt poor. Okay. They have terrorists kidnapping schoolgirls. They're blowing up villages. They still struggle with like malaria, floods, starving out regions. Okay. So the USAID and the State Department become the cash train. So they're saying that they're saving millions of lives. They give them money to keep people alive. That's what they're saying, that we're taking care of. And right now, I mean, Christians are getting slaughtered. So we got a shady handout. We're already giving this country money, but it's like we're giving them money to kill Christians now. So the officials in Nigeria, they've been siphoning off that money forever to fight the terrorists. $2 billion vanished under one national security advisor alone. So I'm like, why is it taking the idea that they're slaughtering Christians and people are starting to talk about that? Why does it take that for Trump to say, okay, we're going to cut you off? Like, we're not a effing ATM.
That's a great question. Because honestly, what are we gaining from that money we're sending to that country?
Nothing.
We must be. See, that's the problem. I mean, why send the money? If we're going to ask the question about the blue states, like why sue to keep the information? Because it doesn't make any sense, right? Well, then we have to ask it on our side too and go, hey, why send money to this country that, you know, on the surface we don't get anything from? Are we getting something from them that nobody knows about?
I don't think so. And I know in January, so like Trump did freeze. He froze everything, put a 90-day freeze on everything. And so this is when kind of like Doge was working to figure out where do we slash stuff. So he slashed like 85% of the programs because they were all BS. Okay, so
Yeah, lots of them. Yes.
this is like cleaning up from previous administrations. Like we're cleaning up their mess. But 85% is not enough for me. I'm saying 100%. Like we have to take care of America first. This doesn't change. There are people all over the world that are suffering, and if that's going to be your platform, I mean, go to the countries and get your hands dirty, do your groundwork, whatever you need to do as a person to feel good about that. If that matters more to you than what we need to do in the United States, go do that. I know a lot of people, very rich people, that are offering to pay to send you to whatever country you care about more than the United States. Like they'll buy your ticket and give you money. One guy's like, I'll buy your ticket and give you $1,000 in whatever, money you need to go over there. So I'm saying if that is your case and you think the Democrats are taking care of these people, they're not. This is just another way for them to refunnel. Like they hide cash through these BS organizations, programs, and nowhere in the world do we need a class to teach about transgender. Okay. We just don't. It's not necessary.
No, we don't. And, as much as it gets talked about and as much as the media talks about it and as much as it gets discussed in legislatures and everything else, it's still this much of the whole country. It's the tiniest little percentage of the entire country. But it's this big, loud, focused on contingency. It's like, you got to be kidding me, but still, I guess when you're that loud, then that's what you get. So,
correct.
All right. You got, for coming on here with nothing, you sure got a lot of something.
I know. I mean, it's Trump at both headlines where I was like, man, this guy's on my radar, but it's crazy. It's just crazy to me that we're giving a country money that's killing like 30 people a day. And that's not an exaggeration. It's probably more. Like that's what's happening every single day. Like we funded terrorist groups. And our silence, like we're complicit. We're guilty in this. Mm-hmm. We're guilty every time we're giving a country money and their stuff's getting worse, not better.
Right.
You guys understand, like we have blood on our hands.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of that going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. On both
everywhere.
sides, which is bad. But, I guess we're going to find out where it's all heading. So, is there a point to it? I don't know. Is there a reason for it? I don't know. But it's time to start asking the question.
Right.
For sure.
Well,
cool.
Everybody needs to take notes of who is killing Christians too. Like do some research. Yeah. You do the research. I want you to look this up so you guys can't call me crazy racist names. I want you to go look up who is doing all the slaughtering of Christians in Nigeria. And then I want you to think about places in the United States where we're giving people an opportunity to potentially slaughter Christians in the United States. So please do that research. Okay? Do the research. I also need someone to research Israel because I just don't know.
My son's working on it.
Is he? We need to have him on here so he can talk to me like I'm 5 and just explain to me this whole religious holy war vibe,
Yep. I'll ask him because we did just kind of open this up to where you and I are looking to bring some guests on here.
Yes.
And have some conversations with people. So,
yes.
I mean, hey, if you're open to that, I'll ask him because he's kind of an authority on it at this point. So it's interesting, but, and honestly, I think you and he would get along great because he doesn't pull punches either.
Nice.
So I might be the nicest guy on the whole broadcast, at that moment, which would really be, choice. But, we'll see how that goes.
It's such a mess. It's such a mess. And like, I feel like people are backing Israel so hard because they think it's going to speed up the second coming. Like, because people go nuts about protecting Israel. They think like Armageddon has to start somewhere. So that's why all these people, if you criticize Israel, like I'm being called satanic for questioning it. I'm very confused.
That's tough. I know a lot of politically, like where people like Ted Cruz, are coming from. He can talk about, it's the Holy Land all he wants. He understands. that
Right.
in that battle over there, unfortunately, you have to pick a side, and neither side is righteous and neither side is innocent. But you have to decide: are you backing the the Middle Eastern folks, like Iraq and Iran
Right.
and Gaza and all this, or are you backing Israel because they're all at war and somebody's going to win that war at some point, and
We're
it's either
giving
going to
them
be
like
all of
3.
them coming together or
Yeah.
Israel getting out, but something's going to come to a head here shortly
Yeah.
because they're all of them are just done playing. There's no more peace agreements. It's all over, so something's going to blow up out there. And depending on which side you're on, well, that's the side you're on. You don't get to change sides after somebody wins.
Right. Right.
So,
But like we're
it's,
paying for that stuff.
I know.
We're giving them almost $4 billion
Yeah.
to the military.
Yeah. Well, and
Letting
so
them
either we get a return from that investment or we end
Yeah.
up on the wrong side of that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Like post-Holocaust guilt is real, I guess, and it's being weaponized. I don't know. Who's the
When
real
you-
driver? Because Israel does own a lot of stuff in the United States, so that's weird to me. Like
They do.
we're giving them money, but they're buying up our media. It just seems like we're giving them money to stay alive. I don't know. We're giving them money so they can own everything here. Very
There are
confusing.
lots of backstories. There's lots of backstories. The way I look at it first is just from a strategic military standpoint.
Mhm.
And if I look at that area of the world as the person who's in charge of the United States, and their military, and I look at it from a strategic military standpoint. I mean, if I was playing a video game, for instance, right, with, world conquering and all that, when you are you're picking a side, and once you have weighed in and picked a side, I think the entire time Biden was in charge, they were
Yeah.
exploring what happens if we change sides, because
Right.
it really didn't look like it was going to go our way. And I think by the end of that, 4-year regime, everybody realized you can change sides if you want, but that doesn't mean you're our ally. Okay, it just you can help us now, but that doesn't mean we're going to help you later or we're going to protect you. I think there was an awful lot of folks in the Biden camp who wanted to switch over and protect,
Yeah.
like sort of support the places that were opposing Israel. And then, well, hey, since we supported you, you have to promise not to attack us, because that's the idiotic thinking that goes along with, liberals running a military. I think now that you have military people back in charge, they're going, we have backed Israel. Whether we like it or not, we're with Israel in this fight against these countries. So if they win, we're next.
Right.
We're now at war with these countries. So if we can fund Israel and Israel can win, well, good. Then we don't have to worry about this.
It.
And if that's all you do, now, is Israel going, you're on our side and you're stuck. So if,
Right.
if you're not going to support us, then I guess you're in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? So are they
Right.
using that to backdoor infiltrate the United States? Probably, because
And they've
by and
already had
large,
a lot of access. Yeah.
we're idiots,
Yep.
at that level. I think we've had an awful lot of government people over the last 20 years who have said, you know what, I'm going to line my pockets because when all this blows up, I'm not going to be here anymore.
Right.
And they just haven't cared. They're like, you know what, I'm going to have 12 houses. I'm going to enjoy my time on this planet. And they're being run completely by the devil. And they're like, I'm going to enjoy myself and cash out, and I don't get to take these toys with me. So I'm going to have fun. And if my kids and my grandkids all get screwed up, oh, well, too bad.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very, very frustrating. But
Change
I
is
do
going to start
understand
with
why
us.
we are.
Yeah. It's going to start with us. And I feel like everyone's just touchy. Like you're poking a bear. It's exposing nerves. Like people that support it, they're defending family, like their family against extinction or whatever you call it. And everybody else can see the empire building on grapes. Like it's just right there in front of us. So you can't even pretend it's balanced anymore. I feel like the policy's tilted so hard that it's just a joke.
Yeah.
It's just a joke now. But
hard to swallow.
we have to push. Yeah, we have to push for campaign finance reform. Like,
well, you can do that all you want, but when
we have to demand the aid strings, like I'm just tired of the blank checks for settlements. Like we have to start demanding transparency for everything
You mean as a people?
as a people
Yeah, as a
in the
people.
United States.
Yeah, that requires
just
both
want-
sides
yeah.
wanting that done. And there's
Correct.
one side who's never gonna vote for that.
Well, we have to figure out a way to
Yeah.
not care about what they what they vote for, because I just can't understand, like, these useful idiots out here are really not going to take it serious that their party does not care about them. I mean, they literally said the quiet parts out loud, that
Mhm.
they don't care who has to get hurt until they get their way. They said this out loud. But you're going to continue to vote for the people that don't care about you. I just don't understand how your quality of life improves. It's just we've taught too many people to be dependent on the system. We shot ourselves in the foot. And so I do hope there's a lot of reform. I do hope that people take massive responsibility right now, and that we kick off that manipulation to be dependent for the government to feed you.
Hope you're right.
I mean, you guys are wasting your potential. Like, I can't imagine if my life was just dependent on the government, and if everything I did, like, my passion was all about all of this. We have a podcast, you guys, but it's not like 24 hours a day we live and we're screaming our heads off and we're like, no, why did Trump do that? Like, I'm not losing sleep over him giving money to other countries, but I do want accountability, and I'm saying it's BS. But, like, I'm not freaking out. My head's not spinning in a circle. There's not green vomit coming out of my mouth. Like, I just wish you guys would get your heads on straight. That's all. And you guys need to keep talking to your thick-headed friends and keep explaining the truth to them. I talked to one of my friends yesterday, and she brought up, we had a 2-hour conversation, and she's, like, I see a lot of points on your page and it makes a lot of sense, but Trump bad. Why would he build a ballroom when people are starving in the streets of America? And I'm like, that wasn't taxpayer money. No. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Really? A private donor? Yeah, because who's going to talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what media is going to represent that as, like, don't worry about it, you guys. No, you're not footing the bill for this. But, like, nobody cared when we had to pay tax money for basketball courts and for tents to host a party. Like, nobody cared about that. So it's just uneducated ignorance. And we need to be the media now. If you guys need to know something, you come to us. You request, I will do the research for you. Okay?
Send us a DM. That's right.
Yes. Request the episode. Request what you want to know more about. Because I'm learning a lot of stuff. I never knew about anything. I still don't know anything. I'll make that very clear. But
stop.
I'm happy to do the research. I'm happy to do the research.
That's a big offer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Plus, like, make us your media and share it with your thick-headed friends. I know you guys have a family member who's a Democrat. I do. I need to make him listen to the show.
Unfortunately, we all do.
We all do. Send this to your family.
There's one in every family.
Thanksgiving, we're going to do a special episode. You tell us what we need to say to Grandpa. You know what I mean? Like, you give us the request and we will set them straight. You just get a loudspeaker in your house, press play. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm happy you guys are here. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Love that. Oh, I love that.
So we are your news source. Just give us your requests, okay? Because headlines are boring and they're very misleading. And just let me dig some dirt on people. And I'm still going to say I don't know about Israel, you guys. I just don't know. America first, damn it.
Right.
Keep our money here, you guys. And that is biblical. It's everywhere in the Bible. Like, take care of what God has given you first. When you are good, when you are fed, feed your people.
Yeah. You are absolutely called to disciple your family first.
Yes.
You are absolutely called to take care of your family first. That's your job. And when you've done that, then you take care of the community. When you're done with that, you take care of, and so on and so forth. And it works from the inside out. It doesn't work, take care of the government and hope something, comes back to your family. That's not how it's supposed to be. And that's not what the Bible says. So I'm with you.
And for all you people screaming about what rich people do with their money, first of all, it's not your business. And if you worried more about how to make money on your own time, you would have no time to worry about how other people were spending their money. So if it matters to you that you're like, oh my God, Christians are getting killed in Nigeria and you don't want to send money, for what? We're funding it. Like we're funding the slaughtering. So no, I don't want to send money. But listen, if you do, I guarantee you could find someone that will take your money over there. So like get creative. If you're worried about how people are spending money because they have it, then do something that's going to put money in your pockets. I'll help you. Rory can help you. I mean, we've gotten creative. We've learned different ways to make money without even having to leave our house. If you have internet, you can make money and you could give it to whoever you want. You know what's going to happen when you start making money? You're going to do stuff for you. You're going to do stuff for your family. You're not going to give a shit about another country right now. So don't expect other people to do that. The only money that's our business is our money. Let's keep American money on American soil right now.
Nice.
That's all I'm saying. Because everything is messy. Everything is messy. I love you guys, but I just want to shake the shit out of you. America first. We mean that. Get your house in order. And yeah, I'm going to let Rory finish it out.
Wow. All right, folks. America first, 100%. That's another whole episode, but we're putting these episodes together as we speak. I love the Thanksgiving episode. I think it's a fantastic idea. We absolutely have to do that. One to drop on Thanksgiving Day, how to get through Thanksgiving dinner and deal with your crazy uncle, type of thing. And just, that's going to be beautiful. So see, Brandon just is so creative. She creates this stuff right here in real time on the show, folks. It's amazing. Really is. I wanted to close out today just quickly. It's not a big long one, but one of the things that's going on right now throughout the country is there's riots and protests, and then there's police action or lack of, and then there's ICE coming in trying to do their job that they've been appointed to go do to try and make the country and the community safer. And then a judge gets involved and says you can't do that. And then the government tries to send in the National Guard, and either they do or they don't, or someone sues them and says you can't. And all this is going on these big cities like Chicago and Portland. I'm done, and I want to know if you guys are done too. At this point, let them burn. Sorry, but if the governor of Oregon is going to sit there and sue and press charges and threaten and everything else because they like their city the way it is, then the people who are there need to deal with that. Because you know what is going on, and the thing keeps getting missed, is that all you folks in Portland that I actually do feel for, because you're living in violence and you're living under tyrannical rule. The president of the United States and ICE and the National Guard and everybody else is trying to help you. And you keep electing the people who are doing this to you. And you keep electing the people that are stopping them from helping you. So if you're going to be that stupid to keep electing these people, then frankly, you deserve what you're getting. And I've kind of had it with the whole country and all of these, men and women who are in the armed services, who are in the National Guard, who are part of ICE, who are in the, the police, the state police, everything else. Their lives, their families are being threatened, assaulted, ruined because you keep voting the way you're voting. Mm-hmm. Wake up. If you can't walk to the grocery store without worrying about being mugged, vote different next time because you did this to yourself, and I'm just done. So eventually something's really going to get enforced. But until then, you know what? Vote different. It's on you. Sorry, had to get that out. I'm done.
Oh, you guys got in trouble, and I'm here for it. You guys got in trouble. Dad's super pissed, and he's tired of your shit. So get your act together, and it couldn't be said better than that. It's not a game anymore. Go to the voting polls and change your life. This isn't about Orange Man bad anymore, right? All right. Love you guys. We'll see you later this week.